just like that. Once again, we on What's Up World. It's your boy Big XL. This is the Ridin Durty Show, the Ridin Durty Podcast. We bridge the gap between hip hop and everyday life, giving you everything that's next and new in the world of hip hop, entrepreneurship, in the world of business. Man, I gotta say one time for WRFG 89.3 FM, as well as one time for Beat Break Radio FM.com. All right, gotta say happy Halloween to everybody out there, man. Y'all make sure y'all be safe and enjoy the kiddies, and be on the lookout for all the kiddies out there trick-or-treating. Y'all definitely have a good time tonight. Good safe time, good safe fun-filled night. Enjoy this Halloween season. Okay. All right. Now, I got to say one time for our amazing sponsors. Got to say one time for Liquor Lollipops. The good people over at Liquor Lollipops is a premium hard candy designed to taste just like your favorite alcoholic beverage. So definitely one time for Liquor Lollipops. Visit them at liquorlollipops.com. I also got to say one time for WMRmusicgroup.com. WMRmusicgroup.com, their marketing, promotion, and branding company. If you're trying to get your music to the next level, whether it's through videos, whether it's through your songs, or whether it's through interviews, they can definitely assist you. They have a 60-day, I call it a 60-day Get You in the Game program. But they have a 60-day program that can definitely assist in getting your music and your career to the next level. So make sure you visit them at WMRresearch.com and find out how they can help get your career moving in the right direction. Last but not least, I got to say one time for the good people over at drjuicecleanse.com. Dr. Juice Cleanse is an all-natural cleanser that does amazing things for your body, like help slow down the aging process. It also can help balance your blood pressure. It also can help eliminate stress, as well as provide balanced pH system and help you lose up to 25 pounds in 10 days. To find out more about them, make sure you visit them at drjuicecleanse.com, or better yet, if you're in the Jackson, Mississippi area, visit their brick and mortar location in Jackson, Mississippi, and that's Dr. Juice Cleanse. You know, I always like to tell you guys, if you're rocking with the Ridin Durty Show, definitely support our sponsors. And again, that's Dr. Juice Cleanse at drjuicecleanse.com, WMR Music Group, and that's WMRresearchgroup.com, as well as liquorlollipops.com. Make sure you follow and reach out to our sponsors and let them know you heard about them on the Ridin Durty Show. Okay, definitely do that for your boy. All right, now, today is Halloween. I got some birthdays I definitely got to let you guys know about. First and foremost, I got to say happy birthday to Miss Willow Smith, the daughter of Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. Willow, you remember she had that song Lip Gloss Poppin' some years back. She turns 19 years old today. Damn, I thought she was older. Got to say happy birthday to Mr. Ice Baby. Vanilla Ice turns 52 years old today. Got to say happy birthday to Dreamville rapper J.I.D. J.I.D. turns 29 years old today. Got to say happy birthday to actress La Tatia Wright. You might remember her from Black Panther or Avengers. She turns 26 years old today. Gotta say happy birthday to one of the 3 founding members of the group, the Beastie Boys, Mr. Adam Horovitz, a.k.a. Ad Rock. He turns 53 years old today. Gotta say happy birthday to West Coast lyricist, Mr. Bishop Lamont. He turns 41 years old today. Gotta say happy birthday to East Coast bomber, rapper Pharoah Monch. He turns 47 years old today. And I flip over to my Facebook page. I got to say happy birthday to gospel sensation, actress Miss Cheryl Avery. Today is her birthday. Y'all make sure y'all wish her a happy birthday. And got to say happy birthday to up-and-coming, aspiring R&B singer, Miss Richland Mentor. Got to say happy birthday to her. Now, you know, I always tell everyone, if you follow any of these people, or a great way to wish a person happy birthday is by following them on social media, or by definitely checking out their work, listening to their music, watching their videos, and dropping them a line on their social media by telling them happy birthday. And if you do, make sure you tell them happy birthday and hashtag Ridin Durty Radio, and let them know you heard it on the Ridin Durty Radio Show. Okay. All right, now real quick, let me go into a little hip-hop news. I don't have a lot, but I do have a little bit. All right, first and foremost, if you watch the series on if you had a chance to watch the series on Netflix. If you had a chance to watch the series on Netflix called Rhythm and Flow, hosted and judged by T.I., Cardi B, and Chance the Rapper. It was a rap competition show, a la The Voice, a la American Idol. Well, I gotta say happy birthday to the winner of that show, Mr. D. Snow. One time, D Smoke, I'm sorry. I say congratulations, Mr. D Smoke, representing Inglewood, California. Definitely doing his thing, coming in with that victory of the Rhythm and Flow show. Definitely. My man got some really dope music. If you get a chance, check out Mr. D Smoke. I also got to say one time, and congratulations, it seems like Offset from the group The Migos is definitely making some moves, and it appears that he will be having his own car series coming out really soon. So definitely one time for my man Offset and his new car series to be coming out really soon. I'm not sure of the network or what it's going to be like, but definitely one time for him. I love to see cats in the hip-hop field doing their thing on the next level when it comes to branding and marketing and expanding their brand and their name. So definitely one time for my man Offset. Also got to let you guys know, because I was talking to one of my co-workers today, I had a chance to check out the movie on Netflix starring Eddie Murphy, Mr. Dolomite Is My Name. All right? Now, Dolomite Is My Name is a biopic about Rudy Ray Moore and Rudy Ray Moore's story, how he kind of got started and how he really launched his movie career, and it's about the making of his very first movie, Dolomite. Man, it's a great piece. Eddie Murphy did his thing. Michael Epps did his thing. There's features by T.I., there's a lot of people, but more than anything, man, if you have that entrepreneuring spirit, make sure you watch Dolomite Is My Name on Netflix. My man really believed in his dream, believed in himself, and chased his dreams, and man, he made it. So if you get a chance, check out the Dolomite movie on Netflix starring Mr. Eddie Murphy. Man, it's really dope. All right, now I'm gonna look over here in a little hip hop news. You know, I haven't said a lot about R. Kelly, but it seemed like R. Kelly is having to use his royalties while he's in jail to pay his back child support. So I don't know if R. Kelly be getting out soon, and I wonder when his royalty money will run out, if it does. Hey man. Oh man, Kelly. You definitely probably going to run out of money before you get out of jail. But hey man, who knows? I also gotta say one time for Megan Thee Stallion, she has a brand new album out, and look for a name change on her new album. She will be going under the moniker of Sugar. Now, you might not know, but Megan Thee Stallion has a lot of alter egos. She has Tina Snow, Megan Thee Stallion, Sugar, and she's going to be releasing her new project under the alias of Sugar. So we're going to see how that thing comes out and how it rolls out. You know, a lot of times name changes is not the best thing for an artist, and especially with this being her debut album, because a lot of people might not know, but all the songs you're hearing about her came off a mixtape. But her debut album is on the way, and she will be recording under the moniker Sugar. Last but not least, man, I gotta say one time and salute to my man Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart has jumped back on Instagram. All right, you know, he was in a bad car accident a few months back. Well, he's jumped back on Instagram with a very inspirational video, basically detailing his recovery and his therapy from the car crash. So definitely one time for Kevin Hart for allowing us into his world to see his recovery and his transition back to health from their car accident. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I just gave y'all hip-hop news. I'm gonna let y'all know, National Holiday today is Halloween, so definitely be safe. Gave you hip-hop news, gave you hip-hop birthdays, and I told you about our amazing sponsors. Now it's time for me to do what I like doing most, and that's talking to the people out there who are moving and shaking our community, whether it's through business, arts, entertainment, philanthropists, or entrepreneurship. And today is no different than any other day on the Ridin Durty radio platform. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ridin Durty Show. Tax expert Mr. John P. Atwood. How you doing today, my sir?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about you? I'm glad you having me on the show.
Man, I'm doing great. I'm glad to be talking to you because today is the 31st of October, and you know what? We got about 60 days before the year is over, and it will officially be tax season. So I'm glad to have you on the line to kind of kick off, because a lot of people are going to be doing a lot of spending over the next 60 days, and then they're going to be trying to figure out how to get money back and get their taxes filed. So welcome to the show, and let's talk about it. The first thing I want to ask you is, first and foremost, let the people know where John P. Atwood is from and what got you into, I like to call it, the game of money marketing.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, originally I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I'm out here. Graduated from University of Texas at San Antonio. Got my master's degree in finance from Keller Graduate School of Management out in Dallas, Texas. And, back in the day, my background goes, I was a corporate accountant for a while for a major car rental company. I've also worked in Los Angeles for a couple tax firms, and that's kind of where my background came into the, as you call it, the game of marketing money.
Okay, now, tell me, what's the most interesting thing to you when it comes to taxes and basically helping people figure out what they need to do and how they need to basically act when it comes to filing their taxes?
Well, I guess one of the most interesting things that I've found in my experience is that when people don't file their tax returns, they go 1 year and they don't file, and they kind of freeze up, and, they don't hear anything from the IRS, and then they go another year and they freeze up, and, pretty soon it catches up. And I would like people to know that, the best thing to do is file those tax returns. Get them filed, whether you owe money or not. File those tax returns.
All right, because I have a lot of questions. Question number one: is there ever a reason that a person should go 12 months and not file their taxes if they worked?
No, the Internal Revenue Service requires, that they need to file. You got to file, whether you have the money to pay up front or not. They want you to file that return.
Okay, my next question is this. Earned income credit. And that is the big thing, especially amongst a lot of single parents. Explain earned income credit to a lot of those who might not understand it.
Yeah, the earned income credit is based on, income, and a lot of it depends on the income and where you're going to fall in the tax bracket of that, what the requirements for that. And usually, if you fall within those requirements, the government is giving you a credit back. I think where people get confused is whether the difference between a tax credit and a tax deduction. And when you talk about tax credits, that actually is a subtraction of the amount of tax that you owe. And there's two different types. One is a non-refundable tax credit, and one is a refundable tax credit. And the earned income tax credit falls under that refundable tax credit. Now, the tax deduction is a subtraction from your income before you figure the amount of tax that you owe. And individuals might use that as for a student loan interest or a health savings account. So those are the differentials right there, how it differs. Just wanted to clear that up so that, people seem to get those two a little confused.
All right, now, when it comes to parents, tell me a little bit about how that works when it comes to children.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. There's two different credits out there, and they tend to get confused as well. One is a child tax credit, and the other is a child independent care credit. And that child tax credit, that is refundable, but the child, has to be under the age of 17. Actually, that amount that you can get up to is $2,000 under that child tax credit for having children. And the other one is a child independent care credit. And what that is you get money back if you're, have child care expenses that allow you to work or look for work, and your child is under the age of 13 years old. and that credit is $3,000 for one child and $6,000 for more than one child. So there's a difference there. One's allowing you to work or look for work, and the other one is, getting credit for the children.
Okay, now, when I was reading your bio, I also noticed that you are a certified teacher. What do you like more, teaching or taxes?
That's a good question. They both fall in. I like them both. If I had to pick one, I'd pick taxes, but they both fall, hand in hand because, when you're doing taxes, it's also educating individuals and businesses about their taxes and what they need to do as far as staying compliant. So it is educating. It is educating. And, small business owners and mid-sized business owners, they have to make sure they pay those, quarterly taxes. And those come into play every few months.
All right. Speaking of small business owners, what do you advise for small businesses? To pay their taxes monthly or to pay them once a year? What would be your recommendation as a tax expert?
Those taxes are due, actually, those returns as self-employment taxes are due on the 15th day of the 4th, 6th, 9th, and 1st months of the year. And the way it works is, you pay either 100% of what you had last year in tax due, or you pay 90% of what you expect your tax liability to be for the current year. But those have to be, estimated payments have to be made in those months, the 15th day of the 4th, 6th, 9th, and 1st month of the year. If not, the IRS adds on a 5% penalty. I think it accrues every month. So, those fines get pretty hefty.
Okay, definitely. All right, also now, because a lot of people, you know what, I got a question. I'm asked this question. I got a question from our live feed. What about back taxes? How many years do they go back before they are considered a write-off by the IRS? That's coming straight from our chat line.
Oh, okay. Usually, I believe that might be about 7 years, but the IRS will start sending letters out before that if you owe back taxes. And usually, what happens is, if you owe back taxes, most of the time it's because the individual or the business hasn't filed any tax returns. So the first thing to do is file those tax returns, so that way you can reduce, hopefully, the amount of money that you owe. Because the IRS isn't giving you those standard deductions if they're filing for you what's called a substitute return. And, when we file those tax returns, we always claim, our standard deductions, and they don't claim those for you. So, you need to file that return and try and reduce those taxes as much as you can.
All right. Now, I have another question. What if a certain period of time that you filed taxes? Say you're in a situation where you have a child, but you're not living under the same household. So say you filed the child as a father, but say the mother also filed the child. So both of you actually got the earned income credit for the child. Well, say some years later, the IRS say, hey, you weren't supposed to get that money back you owe. What's the best way to handle that or to avoid that?
Well, to avoid it, speak with the other individual, because only one person should be claiming the child, whoever, has, whether that child lived with that person for the entire year or, it's maybe some kind of agreement through a divorce or some sort of agreement, depending who can claim that child as a dependent. However, there are other rules that come into play, like a tiebreaker rule. The IRS will look at that. But definitely, if they're asking you about that, they probably want that refund back that they gave you for that credit. And they also want it back with a lot of penalties and interest. So it's probably best to, try to speak with the other person that's trying to claim the child if you're perhaps maybe going through a divorce or something.
Okay, now.
Or you're just separated and not divorced.
Okay, definitely. That's good information. A lot of people who start businesses say, hey, man, I'm going to start a business because I can write off everything I spend. Is that true or is that false?
You know, it's half true. For example, I mean, if you're talking about meals and entertainment, I mean, it can't be meals that you're buying for yourself unless you're like on a business trip. But if you're at your hometown, you can't spend they would have to be meals that you bought for a business associate. So you take your business associate out for lunch and you pay for that. You can write that off. But the best thing to do is keep all your receipts and your bank statements, and your tax professional should be able to categorize all that for you. But for example, there are other categories like your car and truck expenses, utilities if you have a home-based office, those types of things.
Okay, all right. Now, say you have a home-based office. How does that work when it comes to being able to, say you have a office, say you have a room in your office delegated as an office space for your home-based business. How does that work when it comes to taxes?
Yeah, well, there's a couple ways. I mean, you can get into the numbers part of it and write off the percentage of the house that you're using for that home-based office. Or now the IRS makes it a little bit easier where they have just a standard. I believe that's about $5 per square foot, somewhere around that neighborhood. And so if you had a 200 square foot room and that was your small office at home, and you could take that deduction where it's already prefigured for you, just at $5, I believe it is a square foot, and keep the numbers easy. Or you can get into calculating those other numbers, but I would say the best is just go with what's easier. That $5 per square foot type of deduction.
Okay, all right, definitely. All right, so look, let's talk a little bit about your company, Business Masters Tax Solutions. Tell me a little bit about your company, when you launched it, and your purpose for launching it.
Yeah, we launched. It's going on our second season. We actually, expect a lot more clientele this year, and I launched it because I wanted to help people. I figured. I've seen in my experience, working at the tax firms that I worked for out in California, we had a lot of individuals that they're good at their skill. There's a lot of people good at their craft, and they can make money and they can make a lot of it. But when it came down to handling the tax portion of that, they didn't understand that part, and so what happens is down the road they get caught up, with those back taxes and tax returns, because those small business tax returns are a little more complicated. And like I said, I believe they may have just got busy or something, but that's what got me into it. Is wanted to help people, and I see a need for it, and hopefully there's a lot more other people out there that would like my help.
All right, now because tax season theoretically is only maybe 6 months. How do you occupy your time or keep yourself busy during the off tax season?
Well, during the off tax season, during the tax season, you have a lot of everybody's filing. Everybody in this country is filing during tax season. But in the off season, the individuals that need the help are the ones that did not file this year or last year. So they're still out there. If they need that help, they can get in touch with me or another tax professional, but definitely get them taken care of.
All right, no doubt. Now, first of all, give your location to where your office is, or how people can check you out, and let people know if there's a website, and if people have tax questions, how they can further this dialogue with you.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm home based out here in San Antonio, Texas. And it doesn't matter if you're in Atlanta, you're in California, give me a call. We can still help you out with your tax return or your bookkeeping. And they can visit my website at www.businessmasteratwood.com. They can email me at info@businessmasteratwood.com, or they can give me a call directly at 210-816-1035.
All right, now, being that you're where you're at, would it be wise, say someone in Atlanta wanted you to do their taxes, would that be wise, or like I've always like, man, do I need to be able to get to visually see my tax person, or can someone out of state do my taxes?
Yeah, we've done it. It does. They can do it from out of state. That's fine. That's no problem. They don't have to physically be in front of you, but you can mail, you can fax. I've actually coming out with an app that probably launch in January, where you can file from that app, and then I'll give you a call, and we'll take care of your tax return, because the IRS has changed the tax code now, where they can take a digital signature. So it doesn't matter where you're at. We can help you out.
All right. Again, man, give them the information of your website, and just how they can get in touch with you. Because you know what? Before you do that, I just got another question that came on the live line. I have someone who's asking, how do you handle dealing with the tax lien? How do you handle that? And is there a step-by-step process?
Yeah, a tax lien, more than likely, again, it goes back to more likely the individual hasn't paid a tax, or they haven't filed the return. I would say a lot of times it's the return hasn't been filed, and what happens is the IRS sends notifications, and at that point, if they don't hear from you, well, they start taking action. And once they put that lien on the house, you're going to have to, or a property, you're going to have to file those returns, set up a payment plan, or pay everything in full. And once you get that paid in full, they can go ahead and you can go ahead and apply to get that lien taken off.
Now, a lot of times they will take your forthcoming taxes. Am I correct?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They'll do that with your tax returns, and they'll also, if you haven't paid, even your student loans, they can go ahead and garnish those tax returns, those that you're due.
All right. Mr. Atwood, I definitely appreciate you coming on the show. Any words of wisdom or advice you would like to leave our audience before we let you continue your business day?
Hey, just if you're a small business owner, have a separate bank account that you use strictly for business, so that way you're not commingling those business income and expenses with your personal income expenses. Keep all your receipts and bank statements. And even some individuals that might be a W-2, they might have a business on the side. So, track all your 1099 and W-2 income and get with a tax professional.
All right, I definitely appreciate your time. I definitely appreciate your knowledge. Gotta ask, what type of music you listen to?
You know what? I listen to a little bit of everything, even your station.
All right, now, what is the number one song on your playlist right now? What's that song that gets Mr. John Atwood going?
Oh man, there's so many of them. The R&B, there's country music. I remember I'm out here in Texas, so there's a lot of music out here. I like the country music too.
All right. Well, Mr. Atwood, I definitely appreciate you. You have an awesome day, and thanks for the advice and the conversation.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on the show.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was tax expert Mr. John P. Atwood. Y'all definitely get him on Twitter at JATWOOD M.B.A. Also get at him on Instagram at Business Masters Tax. All right. It's your boy Vic XL. This is Ridin Durty Radio, the Ridin Durty Podcast. Again, man, y'all have a safe Halloween, and be good to each other. Peace.